do. Okay, so I'm hoping that this is bright, like I hope it's set up. I checked the last live stream I did it with the same lighting, and it seems like the lighting is like okay, at least to the point where you can see my eyes, which is the point because today I wanted to do a first impression of two palettes I actually picked up about a month ago. So I got two palettes from a brand that really speaks to my heart, and that is Lunatick Cosmetics Labs. They're an indie brand, I believe so, yeah, they're an indie brand, and if you haven't heard about them, they are on a bit of the macabre side, and they've got my kind of aesthetic, right? So this is their new Descendant palette, which is an all matte neutral palette, and it just looks really pretty. And I love the packaging. I love the little mirror that's shaped like a little bat. So this is an all matte neutral palette. So I picked this up. I believe this one was 42 or 46 for this palette. And then the other one is the Heart palette. Look how pretty this is. And actually, I thought, based on the pictures on the website, I thought this was like attached, like when you take this off, but it's actually completely separate. So this is the Heart palette. I thought it was a bit much for like a quint. There's only 5 shades, but I'm paying for the aesthetic. How cute is this? Right? And yeah, kind of neutrally. I think that the only thing that's not really neutral is this shade right here. So we've got these two palettes. I got them. I don't think I didn't pay the full price for either of these. Oh, I did. Did I say the price for this? I think this was normally around $36. For April Fool's Day, I'm on their mailing list, so I get emails every now and then. For April 1st, they had a sale, and I jumped on it because I think it was everything on their website. It had to have been at least 20% off because I was waiting for these to go on sale to pick them up. So I got both of them. It came, I don't have the box, but the box, they send it in a box that's shaped like a coffin. Ah, I love it. I just love the brand. I love everything about it. So for this live stream, what I wanted to do was just a first impression. We had a lot of fun. I did the live stream a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago now, where we tried out the ColourPop Sailor Moon collection. A lot of people like that, so I thought, why not we do that? Why not we do that? Why not do that with the Lunatick Cosmetics Labs? So let me just pin my hair back. I just washed my hair and some bangs are a little in the way. There we go. So, do we want to start with the Heart palette or do we want to start with the neutral palette? Let's start with the neutral palette, I think. And just a heads up, I don't know if you can see on my little webcam, but my foundation ain't looking the best right now. I don't know what it is. It was either I think the foundation that I used does not like the powder that I'm wearing. It looks like bad, especially around my nose. But I don't think you can see it in my webcam, so cool. All right, let me grab some brushes. I gotta clean my brushes, but I use the color switch and like the Cinema Secrets brush cleaner all the time, but I need to like give them a good like deep cleaning sometime soon. Maybe this weekend. It'll be like a weekend project. Oh, Ars said, cool, been wondering about that brand. I gotta say, I gotta stop saying like I love the brand. I love what I've tried so far. So I've tried one of their smaller eyeshadow palettes. I believe I have the Elvira palette and the contour palette. The contour palette is really good. So those two I've tried. These, so since the Elvira palette was so small, it was like kind of like a testing palette, like a little dip your toes into the pool. These are the two first like big kind of palettes I've gotten from the brand, which is why I'm really excited about them. So I used my color switchers to clean up a couple of my brushes, and let's start. I was trying to see what would actually, I think this would probably be a good shade to just set my primer, but I already primed my eyes before jumping on. So I'm thinking let's start here for a transition. So this is the shade Flesh Ground. And I'm going to try and use this mirror. Though I will say the mirror in the Heart palette is definitely more like usable because this mirror is like just enough space for me to like see the bare minimum of my eyes. Like it's not, I love the aesthetic, don't get me wrong. I just kind of wish it was a little bit bigger so I could actually kind of see what I'm doing a little bit better. And like they have the room too. Like there's a bunch of room left on this lid. Could have made it just a little bit bigger. So that shade, see a little bit of a shadow right there. And if you didn't hear me say, I'm basically going to do one eye with this neutral palette, and then I'm going to do the other eye with the hard palette, just so we can try these out. All right, so we've got our transition shade. It blended out quite nicely. Definitely shows up better in person than on my like trashy webcam. I actually thought about buying a better webcam, but they're actually pretty expensive. They're more expensive than I thought that they would be, but I wanted to get one because I could also use it for work. Yes, I was convincing myself to get one, but when I finally decided to like pull the trigger and buy one, they were all sold out on Amazon. So new webcam is going to happen anytime soon for little old me. All right, so we've got that shade. Brush. Let's see. So I used this. Should I skip and start deepening it up with this? I like the tone. I think these tones look nicer together, and these look more warm, whereas these look not cool. They just look like true neutral. So I think I'm gonna go in with this one next, which is the shade Open Sesame. And I gotta say, I really like the size of the pans in here and the way this is organized. Like this is a really pretty palette. Just and I feel like this is something I could use like daily. It's very neutral. And I know I talk a lot of shit about neutral palettes, but I did a video a while ago about like my favorite neutral palettes or what I think makes a great neutral palette. Once this is all rendered and I go back to add cards, I'll throw that up in the cards if you want to catch that. Oh, Katie's here. Hi, Katie. Okay, so that deepened up, and I'm getting a little bit of fallout. So I didn't get fallout with that first shade, but now I'm getting a bit. So we've got that. Let me brush off this fallout, and then I think I'm going to pick a darker shade, and I really want to wing it. I've just been, if you've been watching any of my videos for the past, like, few months, I've just been really into making the wing out of the shadow. I don't know what it is, but I've got this card that came in my order, and I saw a bunch of other pictures and from people that like also ordered from Lunatick Cosmetic Labs, and they had the same card, but like they wrote a message on the back. I think they just forgot to write a message on mine, so it was just blank. But I'm gonna use it to make my wing, and once I get, I'm thinking this would look really cute once I get like a bunch of eyeshadow on it. Then I could like write Lunatick Cosmetic Labs and like hang it up or something. I just thought it'd be cute. Melanie has slow internet, but finally here. Oh, story of my life. Good to have you here. My internet always gets very slow, like when I have to join like an important work call. And all my work calls are like online for video conferencing. So of course, the minute like my internet slows down, I have to jump onto like a big work call. So the struggle is real. Yes, I'm gonna blow on my palette. Bad habit. I'm still trying to knock it out. All right, so we used this shade for transition, this next shade for deepening up. Thinking this shade, those tones look nice together. I don't want to immediately go down here. This isn't actually a black shade. It's just a really, really dark brown. I don't want to go straight into that. I think that'd be better as like a liner. Thinking this shade. So this shade is Mud Chalice. So I'm gonna we'll use the webcam. So I'm going to put the palette down, and I'm going to use my handy dandy little card to make a wing. Okay, let's see. I think I did it a little too high. I think I should have gone a little bit further. Let's try to do that a little bit further out. Let's see, let me just stack up on that color. We'll do this like down here. It's harder when I don't have the mirror. There we go. Okay, I think that turned out better. Yes, there we go. Okay. Okay, so I did get a little fallout from that as well, but I really packed the color on, so not terribly surprising. Okay, so that blended in. I don't really see any patchiness or anything. So far, the only like major thing I've seen so far is that there's fallout if you try to build something up. Ours says, mine says 5G, but I have to wonder most of the time. Ugh, me too. God. I live in like a fairly populated, like, not like the city, but North Jersey. And I'm shocked sometimes by just how bad our internet is. I'm debating whether to go with one more darker shade just like right here. But that actually looks really pretty just like that. And also, I don't do all matte looks all too often. So this is also going to be a challenge for me to just leave it matte. So it looks really pretty. I will say that took almost no time at all. They blended out very nicely. Let's see. Should I go for a darker shade? Okay, I'm going to take just the next darker shade right here, just a little bit, just to deepen it up just a tiny bit more. Okay, yep, there, I'm going to leave it there. Again, a little bit of fallout, but I like it. It's a nice little cat eye. Alright, let me wipe off. Yeah, if anything, so far I'm thinking maybe this is a palette that I would use before I do my makeup or before I do my face makeup, just because of the amount of fallout that I'm getting. But it does brush away. It doesn't stain. And that was like the second darkest shade in the palette, and it didn't stain. So that's nice to know. Okay, so let's grab my lower lash line brushes. These are my two favorites that I've been using for the lower lash line. This one is a Sigma brush, and the number has worn off, but it's a short shader. And then this one is an old Morphe brush. This is a Morphe M506. It's just tiny little brush. I like using it to blend out my lower lash line. So I use the short shader to go in. I like to go in with like the darkest shade first. So the last shade that I used. And like stamp it along my lash line. No, we got a little bit of a smoky eye going on. And then nothing on this brush yet. Just blend that out. Ooh. Yeah. So even there, I barely used too much of it, and I just got a bunch of fallout right there, so. Just good to keep a nice duo fiber brush. This is from ColourPop, a really old duo fiber brush, so just keep that nearby. Brush the fallout right away. Okay, and then once I have like the darkest shade blended out, color switch. And then I normally like to go in with the lightest shade, so this shade, let's go in and just blend that out a little bit more. Make it nice and smoky. Nice and smoky. I gotta say, in person, this looks really like a Tim Burton character-esque kind of smoky eye. I'm liking it. I'm digging it. And it's soft. It's not like a harsh kind of smoky. It is very, like, true neutral. Ooh. Ooh, I like this. This would look really pretty with a wing, but I am not going to attempt a wing right now. It's been a long day. Okay, so that's the base shadow. If I were not just using this palette, odds are I would go for something nice and shimmery on the lid. But I need to get a little bit out of my comfort zone and try to do more all matte looks. If anything, I might just now take, again, bad habit, I'm bad at this. I might take this lightest shade, just a little, like on my finger. Like on the lid, just for like a natural looking kind of. Let's see. That doesn't look bad. Yeah, that would look really nice. I need mascara, but that looks good. And this is something, let's see in the mirror. This is something I don't know if I'd wear this to work. It's a little too dark and like wingy, but I would wear this like during the day. I don't think this is just like a nighttime only kind of, ooh. Yeah, cute, cute. So let me just do, I've got the mascara right here. Let's do it. It looks so cool. Like I'm just looking into like a heart on camera. I love this mirror. This might be my new like go-to like filming mirror. Because it looks so cool. And it's a good size mirror for this one. Ooh, that's pretty. And after this is done, I'm gonna do my best to try and take picture. Ooh. Did I just like blink mascara onto my lower lash line? No, we're good. Okay. Teach me a lesson. So after I'm done live streaming this, I'm gonna do my best to try and take like decent pictures of both of these looks and throw them on my Instagram. But we'll see. I'm still not the best at taking photos of my eye looks, but I'm trying. So we're just gonna let that mascara dry. So we've got look number 1. I don't know why I'm wearing my AirPods. Not using them. But this is look number 1 with the Descendant palette. I like it. So far, again, this is my first impression, my first time using this palette, but I'm impressed. I love the way the shades are laid out. This is really pretty. I like the shades that I picked. I have to go back and test it more, of course. I don't want to say a time frame because I'm probably not going to make it in them. But after a few weeks of testing both of these, I want to do a full follow-up video for a full review of these two. And maybe I'll just make it a full Lunatick Cosmetic Labs review, and I'll throw in my contour palette and the other eyeshadow palette that I have. But it's really pretty. I have to say the pictures really don't do it justice. This is so pretty in person. And if you like having display pieces, like, how pretty is that? That's going to stay on my vanity. So now that we've got eye number 1 done, and I'm gonna wait for this mascara to dry because watch, I'll be the person that like gets really into doing my other eye and like messes up this eye before it's even like dry. While we're waiting, I will say so far, I've liked every product I've bought from this brand, but since they're an indie brand, they're really pricey. So that's why when I saw they were having that's why I was so excited when I saw they were having an April Fool's sale. Because they do sales every now and then, but they're not like, I'm trying to think. I get emails from a lot of brands, and there are some brands that have a sale like every week. They do not do that. They do sales, I would say, like every other month-ish, if you're lucky. So I would really like recommend getting them on sale. I have not done one of their Black Friday sales. Maybe this year I'll jump onto their Black Friday sale. But so far, this Lunatick Cosmetic Labs April 1st sale was the first big sale I jumped on. Before that, I picked up their contour book. I actually bought that out of Mercari, so I didn't buy that from them. And their Elvira palette, the one that I have. I got that. It was on clearance. Like, they marked it down to like $10. So that's why I scooped it up. So everything that I have from this brand, I've either bought on sale or I've bought secondhand. And that's just because they're pretty pricey. All right. For the Heart palette. First of all, I gotta give them props for this packaging. This is so realistic looking, and I at first I was surprised that this comes fully off, but I really like that. It's actually really cool. I love being able to just hold this as a mirror. Definitely gonna take a picture of something like that at some point using it. So we've got 5 shades here. It's not an all matte palette. It's actually mostly shimmers. Let me see. Let me try swatching these. I know I'm not the best at swatching, but I feel like this would come across a lot better in some swatches. Ooh, that shade looks a lot different. Okay. All right. I had to build up some of these swatches just because I don't know if they're going to show up on my webcam. Oh, okay. I will say they do swatch differently than they look in the pan. So these are our shades. So as you can see, like in the pan, this looks a lot deeper and more red, but like swatched out, it actually looks like a nice, like Merlot-y kind of red. These are actually like they're all mostly shimmers, or they've got a little bit of a sheen to them. The only true matte in the palette is like this peach, which I'm assuming is what they mean to be a transition. So that's the only true matte. The rest of these have some sort of shimmer or shine to them. I was thinking about trying to use every shade, but I don't know if I need to use. I really want to use these two. I think this is going to be a really pretty look. And then maybe we'll use all of them. We'll see. Yeah, let me grab my towel real quick. But I didn't want to like try and force myself to use all of them and then like come up with something that maybe wasn't the best. It sounds like my neighbors are doing some kind of like yard work or something. I hope you can't hear that. All right, we've got ourselves resituated. Yes, we do. Oh, hi, DM. DM said, hi, Monica. Oh, I didn't know you were going live tonight. I forgot to like post it like really beforehand. I think I posted it like late last night. My bad. I'm trying to do more live streams, but I'm really bad about like scheduling them. All right. So for this one, I really want to keep this for like inner corner highlight. This might go on the lid. So I'm going to start with these two. I'm going to use this first as my transition, which is called No X. It's like a peachy kind of shade. And then the next shade is Bloody Valentine. And I think that would be a nice like deepening shade. So let me color switch it up. Also, side note, I really regret getting a white desk. Like, it looks really pretty when it's clean and like you don't have anything on it. The minute I start doing, I have to like clean this desk every day. That's one thing. If I could go back and like when I made my vanity setup, if I could change it, I wouldn't have picked a white desk. Maybe like a heather gray desk. I don't know. Yeah, anyway, we're getting off the topic. So going in with that first light peach shade, I'm going to use another random Morphe brush that I have. Oh, this shade seems kind of powdery. And so also side note, how cool does it look when I look into this mirror? I am just tickled pink by this mirror. And also, I don't think it's showing up on camera, but I've gotten into the habit of whenever I like load up my brush with pigment, instead of like tapping it like over my desk because it always gets so messy, I like tap it to the side like this. But then also, sometimes I just fling my brush across the room by accident, which is fun when you're like in the morning and you're trying to like hurry up and like get ready so that you could start working, but you just throw your brush across the room by accident. Okay, so that's a nice light transition. So I'm going to show you first how powdery that shade got. You see how powdery that is? Yeah, I'm going to blow it. Bad habit. But I think I'm going to use this to deepen it up, and I'm going to do the same wing. I think those are going to be the two main shades that I use, because I think I want to save this for my lower lash line. So let me grab my brush and my card. Okay, this one's definitely pressed a lot harder than any other shade I've seen so far, but it's also like a satin shade, so maybe that's why. Okay, let me try to line this up first in the mirror. Oh, I've got this thing right here that's gonna get right in my way. Go up this way. There you go. Right there. We can do this. And let's see. All right, that worked. Nice crisp line. I will say though, it is pressed a lot harder than any other shade that I've tried from this brand before. So I am having to get used to like having to actually dig my brush in to get this. But once I get it on, it's looking really nice. It's blending in pretty easily. Like that. I think I might go in just a little bit with that first shade just to blend out like right here. But that's looking cute. Yeah, so let me pick up my other brush. I'm just going to take a little bit of that first matte shade that we were using and just bring that back in. And then like out on the edges, just a little bit. Like that. And then I think we'll just dip back into that Bloody Valentine shade and just right here, pack it on the edge. Now I'm getting a little bit of fallout. It took a little bit longer because this shade was pressed a lot harder, but there. Ooh. It is looking a lot, this lighting is very soft, but it is looking a lot like softer than I thought it would look, just looking at it in the pan. So now, let's see. I think I'm going to take this Hearts Go Splat shade and throw it on my lid. So to give this the best shot, I have glitter glue. I knew I had it somewhere. So we're going to use this and see this shimmer. When I swatched it, it did look pretty bright. It looks promising. So let's use this brush. This is a BH Cosmetics brush. And I got way too much glitter glue on my hand. But I'm just going to put it on like in a faux cut crease. I'm going to put a little bit on my lid and then like look up and just outline this faux cut crease. Just like that. And then I should have my other brush ready. I was not focused. There it is. Oh, and it's dirty. Color switch. Okay, now that that's clear, we're gonna go in with that shimmer shade, and before this dries, ooh, it's very dusty. So let's see, it's a dusty shade. Let's put it on quick before it dries. Okay. Ooh, that's coming out bright. There, and once that's done, I like to just go in with a little bit on my finger just to make sure I've set everywhere that the glue was. Ooh, that's nice and bright. So that edge is looking a little harsh though, so I'm going to go in with the same dark kind of red shade. Just blend that out a little bit. Ooh, I went a little too far. Oops. Oopsie doodle. Oops. Let's just, well, you know what? You roll with it. Where did my other brush go? How did I lose it? It was right here. I put it back in. There we go. Okay. So I definitely did a little too much when I went back to blend right there. But this shade is very bright and pretty. I can't tell exactly how it would work with the glitter glue though, since I'm only going to wear this for like an hour. But that's why this is a first impression. Little bit right there. I did get a little bit of fallout, and you can see, you can't really see it on the palette, but that was a very like dusty kind of shimmer shade, if that makes sense. It felt a little gritty, just a little. So now I think I'm gonna go with this deepest shade. Actually, not the deepest shade. The shade, it's called Dead Teddy. It's like a gunmetal rose gold. It's kind of how I'm interpreting that, and I'm sticking with it. I'm going to use that on my lower lash line. So, I'm going to bring back out our lower lash line brushes, and we're going to see how this actually applies with the brush. Because it looks nice and deep, but I have no idea if it's going to translate that way onto my lower lash line. Here's to hoping. So, let's load this brush up. Okay. Yeah, it's not really showing up kind of like I was wanting it to. And some of the fallout on this side did stain a little bit. I don't know if we can see it down there. So, change of plans. We're going to go in with that deepest red shade for the lower lash line. I just hope it shows up. Maybe it just doesn't work well with this brush. Because neither of those shades are like really showing up on my lower lash line. Alright. What other brush? Oh, I've got a pencil brush. Let's try a pencil brush. And I got a shadow in my eye. Let's try a pencil brush with the red shade. There, that's showing up a little bit better. Yep, there we go. I'm feeling a little bit like this eye is Gerard Way from My Chemical Romance. A little bit of a red smoky eye. Yeah, so let me deepen that up a little bit. The pencil brush definitely worked better. I think it's because these are pressed a little bit harder than I'm used to, and I think maybe just the pencil brush picks up that shadow better. There we go. I want like a nice red smoky eye, like My Chemical Romance smoky eye. Come on. There we go. That's what I was wanting. Alright, so Fallout did stain a little bit, but I'm going to make it work. And we're going to go back in with my little fluffy brush just to blend it out. Make it look a little bit more diffused. Yeah, and poke myself in the eye. I do that more often than I would like to admit, quite honestly. Thank you, R and DM. DM said so pretty, and R said I love both looks. Oh, thank you. I'm actually, you know what? I gotta say, I wasn't really expecting a whole lot from the Heart palette because it was only a quint. My eye is watering now. Oh, that's what happens when you poke yourself in the eye. Anyway, as I was saying, I wasn't really expecting much from this Heart palette just because it was only 5 shades and they looked kind of plain on the website. But this is a pretty look. I gotta like it. Now, the last step for this look is we didn't use that last white, bright shimmer shade. So that's going to be my inner corner highlight. And I think I'm going to bring it over on this side too, so that we have the same inner corner highlight on both sides. Just for funsies. Inner corner shading brush. This is actually an inner corner highlight brush from Sigma. Love it to pieces. Ugh. Good thing I didn't have mascara on this side, otherwise, I would have been done. DM said, I wore red today, so much work. Yes, that's one thing I've noticed with my Pan That palette, my blood sugar palette. Red looks take a long time. And they stain. So I'll have to report back on whether these shades stain. But the deeper red, every single deep red shade in my blood sugar palette stains like nothing else. Melanie said, I stabbed my eye with my mascara wand the other day. Oh, that's the worst. I stabbed myself in the eye with a lot of things. My beauty blender, my makeup brushes. I think one time I accidentally, that's stupid, my lipstick thing, I don't know why, I think I was like trying to do like clean up something on the side of my lip and I managed to get it like up into my eye. I'm not the best, especially because I tend to do my makeup like first thing in the morning. So yeah, when I was in high school, funny story, I used to have to wait until I had coffee before I would try to do my makeup. Because, I mean, in high school, I really only wore a little bit of, like, concealer and, like, mascara. But one too many mornings, I would wake up and just jam the mascara wand into my eye on accident because I was half asleep. I didn't have my coffee. And I went to a boarding school, so you had to, like, go downstairs to get coffee, like, with your breakfast. And so I was like, okay, new rule, I'm not allowed to put anything near my face until coffee. And that rule has held up until this day. The more you know. All right, so I'm going to take this white shade. Let's inner corner highlight it up. Ooh, it's also a bit chalky, but bright. Ooh, R said yay coffee. Definitely yay coffee. Oh, coffee is like, I'm like the biggest coffeeaholic ever. Okay, so this looks okay, like, on this side, but, like, this all matte look with just the shimmer right here for the inner corner highlight, I like that a lot. That looks really nice. Ooh. Ooh, I think, I like both sides, but I think I'm feeling this side. Just the nice all matte smoky look with just a little bit of the shimmer right there. I'm gonna add just on this side just because I'm going to do a brow bone highlight right here. And then let's do it. Shits and giggles. We're gonna do it on the side. Yeah, I like the side. It's really pretty. But I do like both looks. They're pretty. So now that my eye has stopped watering, let's throw mascara on and finish this look. Oh, Melanie said, I made myself coffee and breakfast in bed while watching this live. That sounds amazing. Oh, man, I can't remember the last time I had breakfast in bed. You enjoy it. DM says, I have coffee first thing. I'm so out of it in the morning. I have to set it up the night before. We do the same thing. It depends on the day, but most of the time we have the 12-pot Mr. Coffee set up, and so we just press the button in the morning, and that's it. But we also have the Starbucks version of the K-Cups. It's like the Verissimo? I think that's what it's called, but it's the Starbucks version of the Keurig, essentially. So if I'm feeling fancy, we can do espresso or regular coffee out of that thing. But most of the time, we're just using the Mr. Coffee K-Cup Mr. Coffee K-Cup. The Mr. Coffee machine that's been set up the night before and that we just pressed the button because I don't think many of us, at least in this household, are fully human until we've had our coffee. Okay. It always amazes me. As many times as I just put on a little bit of mascara, it amazes me how much you can pull a whole look together. Like, I don't think it shows up as much, like, on camera. But in person, it just, I don't know, makes me look so much more awake. It just makes the eyeshadow tie together better. I'm just feeling myself tonight. Nope, that sounded weird. I'm liking these looks. So there we have it. We've got this side with our heart palette from Lunatick Cosmetics Labs with the amazing cover. And then we have this side from the Descendant palette, the all matte neutral palette that I also really like. So, first thoughts. I really like both of these palettes so far. Both of these looks came out great. I'm going to challenge myself to do more all matte looks. So I think I'm going to get a decent amount of use out of this, especially because I think this is dark enough for my brows. I've been using a black shadow still in my brows, but I think this is dark enough that I could use it in my brows. So this could get a lot of use, I think. It's really pretty. So there's this. And I'm just, I 100% bought this heart palette just because of the packaging and because of how cool it looked. But I'm surprised. I really like the mirror. I love the packaging, and the shades so far are really pretty. And even though this is very modern Renaissance-y, like, I don't have the modern Renaissance anymore because I had to get rid of it because it turned. So this, I was actually thinking of getting, what was it? The Midas Cosmetics and Smoky Glow palette. I think it's still sold out. I don't know. I tried to get it at first, but like it went out in like a minute. So eventually maybe I'll get that. But like for now, this isn't a bad, like, you know, little modern Renaissance kind of sort of replacement-ish. Kind of, sort of. Oh, DM said, ooh, I love that matte cool toned palette. I didn't see it at the beginning. Yep, I think this is their newest one. I think this one was just released not too long ago. I think the heart palette's been out for a while. But yes. So yeah, I'm excited about this. This was just my first impression for both of these. Again, I don't want to put a timeline because I don't know when it would come out. But I want to do a follow-up video with a full review, which I'll do swatches. I'll do a couple of looks. That is one thing. I feel like this is going to be a lot more versatile in what I can do with this palette just because of the range of shades that I have here. I feel like this, I literally used every shade in this palette on my eye today. So I don't think there really is a whole lot of versatility in this heart palette. So that might be a downside. But I need to spend a little bit more time with it, really do more looks with it. And I think it's also, I was going to say it's too similar to my Pan That palette, but you know what? I could probably bring some of these shades in with my Pan That palette. Especially the shimmers, because I've hit pan on 2 of my shimmers already in my Pan That palette. So I would like to bring in some more shimmers. So yes, I take that back. I'm going to use this with my Pan That palette and keep testing it out. Which, I'm trying to think, when is my calendar schedule? My Pan That palette update should be out a week from today. I'm going to film it probably this weekend, but it's a very exciting update. I have hit a lot of pan. So, exciting stuff. Exciting stuff. R said, I'd like a full review. You got it. It'll probably be a few weeks. Full honesty. But I'll come out with a full review, especially because I love this brand so much. The whole aesthetic of the brand, Lunatick Cosmetics Labs, is to die for. Melanie said, yay, I love watching your Pan That palette updates. Oh, thank you. I was so motivated since being quarantined, especially to work with the shades I never really would have reached for. So I've done a lot, and I'm very proud of myself. I actually had to like make myself stop using it because I was hitting like this update. I don't know. It's gonna take a while. I'm gonna film a look. I've been doing a purple look with the palette a lot, so I'm gonna film that look and do the full update. But the update's gonna be pretty long video, I think, because it's gonna be a lot to talk about. So exciting stuff. So that's everything that I had for this live. I hope the lighting worked out better. It's a struggle in my tiny little attic. But that's it. Thank you guys for joining. Let's see. Sunday video will be normal. I'm going to try and do another live stream, but probably not for another week or so. I've been staggering my live streams. So the last one I did was on a Wednesday night. This one was on a Friday night. So I think my next live, it's not going to be this Sunday because I don't want to do them back to back, but like a week from Sunday. And I'm thinking of doing like a my quarantine favorites live stream where we just talk about what I've been using since use your words, Monica. What I've been using and loving while in quarantine. So we've got that to look forward to. I'll probably, for the Sunday one, I'm thinking of maybe doing like a Sunday morning EST live stream. So I'll pull a poll up before that live stream is, just to get your feedback on when on Sunday, because I'm trying to do things at different times too. A lot of us are stuck at home, so I think it'd be more fun to hang out with you guys like this. All right, so I'm going to go take my makeup off, play some Animal Crossing, and go to bed. I hope you guys have an awesome Friday night or Saturday morning or afternoon, wherever you are. Have a great weekend, and I cannot wait to see you guys in my next video. Bye.